Greetings, YouTube. This is going to be a slightly different gear video. It's kind of a craft minute kind of thing going on here. I bought myself a $3 fish bat or tire thumper at a flea market. And before it ever even got into a bargain video, which is where it was staged to go, I decided I wanted to do a project with it. So I have modified it already. It will still be in the bargain video, but in its modified form. But I thought I'd like to show it off to folks. And here it is. This was all wood, solid wood. It looks like it's a homemade job. Somebody had a lathe, probably maybe the biggest lathe they had. Maybe they couldn't make something much bigger. Maybe they wanted to build a fish bat that was 3.5 inches diameter. I'm not sure. We had pretty much a pretty good heft to it before I modified it, and I've put 24 1.5 inch long, 1/2 inch diameter lag bolts in here, and each one of these is a 3/4 inch head, and that runs you $10 if you want to buy a box of 25 lag bolts in that particular size. It's less expensive than buying them individually. It's only 43 cents, so it's $10 and some change. 43 cents a piece. And I like the nice shiny ones. It looked good. In fact, the picture that I posted on, I'll be posting on DeviantArt, has a nice little glint coming off these things. I've already posted it on Instagram. But I just thought I'd show it off. This thing is quite hefty. It weighs 1.82 kilograms, so over 4 pounds, just slightly over 4 pounds. And it's definitely, head heavy. I probably am not strong enough to swing this many times. But I can guarantee you, if you do make impact with this thing on someone, they're not likely to get back up or use whatever it is you hit again. This thing is not light, and it is a whole lot of solid steel, shiny impact points. But it was a pretty simple project. The two longest parts of this was the layout, which I realized I didn't quite get the spacing perfectly even. Live and learn. The layout, because I had to draw all these little lines and then transfer them lengthwise and then measure them and then use an awl to start some, pilot holes, and then use a marker to dot them because the pilot holes weren't all that easy to see against the wood. And then erase most of the lines what I could. I had thought about putting some Danish oil on this, but I just kind of like the look of it as it is. And then just drilling the hole, which is really tedious. I drilled 7/16 holes with a spade bit drill bit for wood, which is nice because it's got that really sharp point in it. So when it hits those little divots I'd made, it goes right in. And not all of the screws, all of the lag bolts are perfectly this way. A couple of them, do this or that kind of thing. Particularly the ones down here, because this thing starts to slope. So some of these are kind of going in this way. And you could actually see the holes meeting up when I was done. You'd actually see a little bit of light because they all kind of met up in the middle. So I did take some structural integrity out of this, but there's still a whole lot of wood in here, and I am quite confident this would still survive. It looks like somebody made this they glued boards together and then machined out of that because they didn't have a blank large enough. Also, that would actually produce you a stronger weapon or thumper or whatever the heck it was, than just using a solid piece, because a solid piece is going to be hard to find. It's going to have the kind of strength you want all the way through. Getting the good wood for like a bat is not easy. You have to really make sure you get the right kind of grain in your tree. But doing it this way, manufacturing what you're doing is going to give you a better chance. Particularly if it's well glued. And the person that did this actually knows what they do. It's quite comfortable, and I really like the big this on this end down here. It's a nice positive. It's not gonna slip out of your hand anytime soon, which I appreciate as well. But yeah, so this has been my newest toy. I texted a picture of it to my wife after I built it, and she goes, "Oh look, a rolling pin." And I said, "Dear, you are welcome to use this for your baking." And I had to explain to a friend. She's like, "What was it originally?" I said it was probably a tire thumper or a fish bat. And she's like, "Fish bat?" And I said, "Yeah, it's for smacking fish to kill them." She said, "Well, my dad always just used to step on their heads." And I'm like, that won't work for a sailfish or a tuna. So maybe it was a fish bat for somebody that did deep sea fishing, or it was just a project that never went anywhere and ended up somehow. The guy who I bought it off had picked it up as a lot, like an estate sale or something. So maybe it was just a leftover from someone's shop, from someone that passed away or moved into a home or something. But I only paid $3 for it, so I didn't feel bad about turning it into something new. So there you go, something new. It's not something borrowed, nor is it something blue. But so my latest toy that I've made. Now this is somewhat funny, and I'm running way over a minute. I apologize. I'm outside taking pictures of this because I have a stump out back I used for my pictures, and there's an open house across the street because they're trying to sell their house, and my yard probably hasn't been mowed in 9 months, and I don't care. Just I don't care at all that section of my yard has not been mowed. It doesn't bother me in the least. And I'm out there with this taking pictures. I was tempted to like walk across the street to the open house and say, "Howdy, I live across the street. We're gonna be great friends." but the guy who owns the place, who's trying to sell the apartment building, probably wouldn't appreciate that.